Hey everyone, it's Evan with Make the Ripple here.
And his wife and co-founder Bethany
And let's not forget our good friend Augustus Gloop, or Augie.
decided to join us today, even though it's really hot. He wants to be around us.
Right?
You knew.
So folks, welcome to our second Q&A session. We looked up some good questions related to mental health. So we thought that we could ask ourselves some of those questions back and forth,
Or
but
I could ask you.
or you can ask me some questions. We have a little bit of a new idea. We thought that we might end off with some questions for you guys, in case if we got people out there who want to answer in the comments.
Well, and we want to start growing our community and growing, kind of our peer support. So we want to start having conversations with people.
Yeah, let's start off.
All right. What's one mental health myth that you'd like to see disappear?
One myth I like to see disappear is definitely that when someone admits to mental health issues, that they're lesser. That, well, this is an explanation why, they're less fortunate. This is an explanation why they're lazy. Or this is an explanation why, they've run into addiction problems. This is, all these stigmas start coming from and wind up getting linked to mental health. And I mean, they do have their link, but remember that a person is not lesser because they have a mental health issue. It's a health issue.
Yeah.
It's like any health issue. When someone has a health issue, they're not lesser. It's just they have a different way that they have to live. And yeah, that's the big myth I'd like to see changed.
Yeah. I think mine would be that mental health can be fixed through positive thoughts and good energy.
Let's not forget prayers.
Walking. Sunshine.
I love those.
Because to me, mental health is something that you can't control. Especially, someone were to break their leg, you wouldn't tell them, well, you just need some more vitamin D and your leg will heal itself.
You just need to walk through the pain.
Yeah. So that's one myth I'd like to get rid of, is that, mental health is in some people's mind a choice or a mental state, which is not the same thing. Like mental health conditions are something easily fixed.
Right.
Like it's something that is fixable. No, I don't want to say fixable. And living with a mental health condition doesn't mean that you can't do everything everybody else does. You're more than capable. You just have to learn how to work with it. I know I've heard some mental health conditions are like superpowers. You have super strengths, and I know I have some and you have some, and then, it's what makes you different, but not lesser, like you just said, just different.
It reminds me of a commercial that used to come on the television years ago, where they said that not everybody's good at everything, but everybody is good at something. So when it comes to people with mental health situations, sometimes they seem to have that thing, that gift that they tend to gravitate towards. So one of the things I wanted to comment on a little bit back earlier, the myths about when it comes to mental health. Just go for a walk. Happy thoughts, happy prayers, all of these sorts of things. The thing is, the reason why I laugh and why I kind of, we kind of jest at it, is because we understand that there is no one be all end all with mental health. there's no one thing that will help. We know that the things that are being said are helpful, like exercise,
Yeah.
getting vitamin D, and all that sort of stuff. But that's not the one thing we are
Yeah.
missing.
I think what you're trying to say is that helps,
Right.
but it's not the only thing that will help. You have to do a multitude of things
Exactly.
to, support your mental health.
Exactly. And to kind of remedy what's not feeling right,
Mhm.
you know? Because we don't want to use the term normal,
No.
or fix. We just want to be able to cope and live in the world,
Yeah.
function,
Yeah. In a world that wasn't designed for everybody.
right?
And that doesn't mean just mental health, it's physical health, it's everything.
Yeah. When it comes to physical health, there's no one all be all.
No.
You don't just take the pain meds and it's all, better.
Oh, I wish.
Right? There's rehabilitation and all that sort of stuff, and re-education sometimes.
I had my spinal injury, and my physical health has been a journey. And there was physio, rehab,
right,
medications, surgeries, like
all the above.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's a journey. Everything is a journey.
Right? Exactly.
And as long as you're going in the right direction, good for you.
A+.
And remember, the right direction isn't always going up. You have ups and downs. Just your trajectory is continually going up.
Right.
All right.
One of the things, sorry, we're trailing off, we're going off all these tangents. One of the things that we
wouldn't be you if we did it.
Right. One of the things that they actually brought up in group this week was one of my support groups was that we had to remember that it's okay to not be okay.
Yes.
Remember, for those of you that like movie references and stuff like that, remember the movie Inside Out? You have to accept sadness with the happy times.
That's how you know the happy times are happy.
Right? All right, on to the next question.
What small act of kindness has stayed with you? Either given to you or you've given?
Ooh, it's kind of interesting you mentioned that. One that popped up in my head the other day. I was actually watching one of the social media platforms. I came across a video where this guy would drop a bear in the mall and little kids would come by and grab
like a teddy bear.
Like a teddy bear. Okay. Yeah.
I was like, this is taking a really weird turn.
No, just
a live bear.
Just have at it. Take the children first. Because I was just about to say,
the children picked it up.
Exactly. The children picked it up. But, and then because the children would go to return the bear, he would wind up giving the bear. So it struck a memory in my head from when I was in Army cadets at cadet camp. And there was a girl that was having a rough time. I think she was homesick or something like that. And I just know that she looked so sad, and it just hurt me to see her feel so sad that with my own money I bought one of the teddy bears. I should specify, I was working in the canteen at the Army Cadet base. So I wound up buying the stuffed bear for her that we had and gave it to her, and it kind of lifted her spirits. And every now and again, like I know years later, I think I wound up catching up with people from cadet camp, and they were actually saying that like she still has that bear.
Aww.
Had like a nice leather bow tie.
Fancy Army Cadet bear.
Right? So nothing but class. Next question.
What does being your authentic self mean to you?
It means I feel free. I feel like I get to be me. I grew up in a small town, in a small community where there was a certain way that things had to be done, certain ways you had to be. And if you didn't fit like the specific molds, then, you were kind of outcasted.
I feel like from what I've heard, obviously I didn't know you growing up, that you very much chameleoned.
Yes.
into, is that the right word?
That's exactly the word,
Yeah,
because
okay.
that's the word that I was thinking in my head that I was
Yeah.
about to say.
Because
So
you changed how you acted or what you liked or whatever
yeah,
to fit in with the people around you,
exactly.
which I think a lot of people do.
Right? It's like a lot of people now, we've learned the term is masking. You know, it was a survival mechanism. And I mean, before I turned to alcohol, that was how I coped being around people. But I
Which, once
still,
again, is unfortunately very common with people with untreated mental health because they don't know how to be around people, do things
right?
without self medicating.
Exactly. And that, unfortunately, like you said, tends to be the norm. I don't know what the statistics are, but I do believe it's a pretty high number of people that are dealing with mental health issues that do self medicate. So, and it's unfortunate. And that's one of the things that, you know, we're advocating for. We're advocating for not for more not for more
Self
self
medication,
medicating. We're advocating for
more understanding.
more understanding. We're advocating for more funding for mental health. We're looking for more professionals in mental health. We're looking for more availability when it comes to mental health, you know, where someone, maybe even like some assistance with mental health. Like, I know the medical system is tapped as it is, but I mean, I think that as of late, we've become more and more aware of mental health and its importance on the human condition.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And it's interesting you say that because I actually had a conversation with someone the other day, and we actually got on the topic of why does it seem like there's more mental health nowadays?
mhm.
And I said, I don't think there is. I think we
No.
just talk about it more and it's more accepted and it's more understood. I said, but if you look back at, you know, the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
even 70s, 80s, 90s, I said you had a lot of self medicating. They still had the mental health issues, but they self medicated either through alcohol or drugs or whatever form
Of
helped them
escape.
deal, yeah, help them deal with it.
Yeah.
Um, and so while it's talked about now more days, oh, we also talked about the topic of we also people with mental health conditions back then, if they were severe, were institutionalized.
Yeah.
So like I feel like we've come a long way from, you know, if there's something wrong and that's like institutionalized or lobotomized or,
Yeah.
you know, all of those archaic things. Like you think about it, it was done not that long ago.
Right. No, I know. And
So that's why it's still important to talk about and to push it forward because it's,
yeah.
despite everything, it's still a pretty new science.
Oh, 100%. It's one of the sunny sides or the silver linings, I guess you can call it, of COVID. COVID impacted mental health worldwide.
I actually agree. Like, I agree with you,
Yeah.
but I actually think a big part of why it brought mental health to light, and this is going to sound so bad, is because it touched the neurotypical. It touched everybody.
Right?
It wasn't just people with mental health conditions, it was everybody had this
Exactly.
collective mental health issue.
Right?
And so it was, oh no, people are locked in their homes. But for people that were used to going out and talking and visiting and all of that, like it plagued on their mental health because that was part of their self care.
Right.
And so it was interesting that once it started affecting the majority or the neurotypical or whatever, that then it started coming more and more to light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, you summed up exactly what I'm getting at, you know, because now we're seeing more and more information, more and more flooding of this information on the social media platforms, which is why as an advocacy we always promote, make sure that you double check the information that you see online from professionals. We're not professionals. Our opinions are just our opinions. We're peers to you folks.
Yeah. We're just people who have gone through it.
Exactly, and that's it. Like,
are going through it, because we're not. Right? No one ever gets through it.
No, it's something you live with. So,
all right. And what inspired you to be your authentic self? What do you think catalyzed you towards that?
Delirium.
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 What do you mean by that?
I still think that hospital stay, I always joke because it's almost like I had my Patch Adams moment. It's where I found out my calling. My hospital stay, I didn't cure people or anything like that, but it just woke me up to the fact that, one of the things that I was shaming myself for a lot was the fact that, I wasn't giving back to the community. I wasn't giving back to the people that needed it. And even though I was suffering financially, I still felt like I wasn't doing enough for everyone else. So that hospital stay kind of hit me when it came to, like everything that I've been doing frustrated me to no end, because everything that I was doing, everything that I was trying just wasn't being followed through.
Like on your end, it wasn't being followed through?
What
do you mean, like?
Yeah, a long list of employers and stuff. And it's, when you talk about trying to implement and trying to make things better and all that sort of stuff, and really all they're trying to do is pinch pennies and, and trying to increase profits and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, I like to make you better.
Right.
I like to make you better so that, both can come true.
Right.
And I was getting frustrated. With it because it wasn't about trying to get better. It was how much could you get out of the client? The greed side of it. I was raised Christian. I believe in the philosophy of being Christ-like. I'm not perfect. Never claimed to be.
No one is.
No. And I'm willing to bet that I will have my moments in the future too. But it was one of those things that just taught me that, you should be better to the people around you. Show love to thy neighbor.
I'm going to disagree with you. Because I think you started becoming your authentic self. When do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's all because of me, but I think you became your most authentic self when you and I started dating.
I think that's true.
I know I broke down some walls. I know we broke down some walls together. You broke down some of mine. And I think what it comes down to is when...
I feel like there should be a song here somewhere.
And I feel like what it comes down to is when you're around the right people, you can be yourself no matter what. And unlike Evan, I grew up very privileged in the fact that I grew up in a big city. I grew up very strong in myself. I had very high self-confidence and self-esteem. And I never felt like I had to fit in. I was always going to be myself. And so when I met Evan, I remember him and I having a conversation of, he was saying, oh, I'm going to do this. And I said, but do you want to do that? Or is that something that you think you have to do to be liked?
Yeah.
and you were like, whoa.
Hmm.
And I even remember, when you and I met and you were like, wait, you really do like video games? And I was like, yeah, I will watch you play video games for hours. And you're like, feel like you're just saying that.
I feel like you're
And-
just making it up.
And I swear for like the 5 years we dated, you were like, I feel like she's still lying to me.
I feel like she's in it for the long con.
Right? And even though I literally watch hours of people playing video games on YouTube, you're still kind of like, I'm not too sure about this.
Right.
But my point is, when you have the right people around you and you're in a safe space.
Yeah, the right support.
Yeah.
Like the real people in your life support the real you.
Mm-hmm. They don't want you to not be you.
Right? And keep in mind for those out there that are experiencing those ups and downs, remember, those aren't always the real you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not what you are supposed to be like all the time. You know, you should be able to be the real you. So I think that's kind of what our whole message is. We want you to be happy and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
As yourself.
as yourself, you know. So
the final question, because this is getting lengthy. By the way, sorry, can we just take a moment for this cuteness right here?
right.
Like this whole time, he's just been chilling,
And he's got
like
his,
a little weirdo.
right. He's got his nose smashed up against the
Dad,
wall.
stop bothering me.
Mhm.
He's so cute.
Right. Good boy. All right.
All right, last question. What is one message you want someone struggling right now to hear?
You know, in some of my lowest points, in some of my most erratic points, I used to keep saying over and over and over again, like my little mantra, this too shall pass.
Mhm.
This too shall pass.
Nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever. And some friends of mine actually told me about a saying that they use, and it's to everything there is a season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful saying. Remember that if you're feeling low, you're not alone. I know that a lot of times support systems, we tend to take our frustrations out on our support systems because it feels safe
Yep.
to do so. I'm sure some understanding from your support systems, maybe even a little bit of patience from you for your support systems, and maybe find a communication system
Mm-hmm.
for your support systems to let them know what's going on, what you're feeling like. So that way they kind of know, you know, you really have trouble saying things out loud. Type them, write them,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I know I'll say to you, like, I'm just feeling very overwhelmed right now.
right?
I need a minute, or
Yeah.
you need to just not talk to me.
Yeah, as
or
long
ask
as
questions.
as long as it's a signal that, you know, I'm feeling frustrated right now, I'm not mad at you, you know, so that way I don't walk away spiraling,
Yeah, self-doubting.
right? So,
And I think that's the biggest thing is when you're in a relationship, and it doesn't just mean romantic, any relationship with anybody. I know everybody says communication is key, but when you have a mental health condition, you almost need to have your own language to a degree.
yeah.
Like, I know you can say to me, like, let's go call your dad.
Yeah.
And I know that means I need you to come with me away from the people and take a minute.
Do you know that was actually interesting that we talk about the signals, because you know, you'll see on movies where people have signals and all that sort of stuff. One of my favorite is the movie Garden State. with Zach Braff, where it's like, yeah, just tug on the ear, and then Buddy almost hits her in the foot with like a flaming arrow, so she's like,
like so obvious,
right? You know, I actually said in support group this week that I'm going to Comic-Con, KW Comic-Con, which is going to be a fun week for me. Going to be see if I can handle a nice crowded Comic-Con
while trying to reach goals.
Right, I'm trying to push boundaries.
Right,
but
we're going from a level 1 to like a level 20.
Right, sink or swim, sink or swim. I actually told them in the peer support group that I was going to this new challenge. I was going to push the boundaries because I consider the brain to be like a muscle.
Yeah.
It needs to be rehabilitated, and with every rehabilitation, you have to push a little bit further. And
you're retraining how your brain responds, your trauma responses, your learned behaviors,
exactly.
And I just wanted to add, because you brought up supporters.
Yeah.
So I consider myself your supporter.
Yeah.
And I go to a peer support group for supporters. It's a lot of support.
Right.
Just the title. And I wanted to mention there's support for people who are supporting people as well.
Yeah.
Because it is a big job on you mentally. So I know there's been a few times where we've had arguments or disagreements, and I've had to take a step back, breathe, recalibrate, and decide, is this you, your authentic you, or is this other outside factors, or is this mental health, or whatever it is, and rethink about how to rephrase, how to communicate differently.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd be able to do that without the group I'm a part of, because they're all going through their own mental health challenges with the people they support. And we obviously learn from each other and support each other.
Yeah.
And as anybody knows, dark humor is great. And so it's nice to have that outlet to share, those feelings that you have as a human with people that understand and get it and support it, and, tell you you're going to get through it. Like you said, there's a season, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
And so supporters find your support as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a group. It can be a friend.
Yeah.
Any sort of self-care. But yeah, self-care is very important.
So yeah, that kind of sums up a little bit, what I would tell someone out there that is struggling. This too shall pass. To everything there is a season. And, remember support groups. Remember your support. There's always education when it comes to what's happening. We can educate ourselves. We can educate people as much as they're willing to listen.
Right.
So, if you don't have people in your family or people that are close to you, look for support groups. So,
yeah, no one's alone.
Right.
You just have to find your right people.
To those out there that are having a bad time right now, I'm sending you some love.
Right.
I know that's not much right now. That's all I have.
But reach out to your local supports. There's lots of mental health advocacy other than ours. There's support groups. There's CHMA if you are in Canada. And then kind of each region sometimes has their own as well. So definitely look into those resources. We will put some resources down below. All right. And on that note, we're going to end the video. But if you've made it this far, let us know by putting in the comments your favorite self-care activity.
Ooh, yeah.
What's your favorite self-care activity?
Mine, I'm a Transformer collector, so I collect Transformers. Maybe
You-
a little
I say
too much,
you like doing the Transformer puzzles. It relaxes you.
right?
The transforming of them.
Right? It's one of those things that just it relaxes me,
It gets you
but
out of your head.
frustrates me sometimes too,
I feel like that's the best type of self care.
right?
It's
But
something that you can focus on that takes your mind out of the spin or the cycle it's in.
a lot of my generation picked up golf, and people love but hate golf. It's their self care.
Yeah.
Well, Transformers is my golf.
Yeah, and my favorite form of self care is, I don't have so many, but probably doing little crafts or puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like puzzles.
Bethany's doing a lot of things over on her own channel.
Yeah, it's called Bethany Does Things. Lots of puzzles and crafts.
Some people find them soothing,
I do.
even soothing to watch.
Right. Just like video games.
Right? So, one thing I'd like to reach out and talk about is some of the advancements that we're looking at going to start doing with our channel. We're going to start trying to drum up some more supporters and all that, some more subscribers through some TikTok videos. We haven't resolved the name of the videos that or what we're going to post up, but different reflections, different things to talk about, different questions, different polls.
Yeah.
Trying to get
just building community engagement.
Yeah, some community engagement, but get some feedback from you guys, because who wants to listen to us talk all day long?
We're here for you,
right? So yeah, hey, if anybody in the comments has some good ideas for what we can call these moments, even what we can call these Q&A moments instead of Q&A moments, we'll use any ideas.
Right.
We'll put it to the table.
I agree.
So yeah. So I guess thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for listening to us, and hopefully we can start getting some more feedback and getting some more hearing some more from you guys.
Right. Comment down below. Once again, your favorite self-care, or what we should be calling these moments, the videos, instead of Q&A.
And like, subscribe, all the above, repost.
Yeah. And don't forget to check out maketheripple.com for all of the ways to donate to the cause.
Exactly. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Augie. Bye.
You speak? Speak. Speak. Yes.
Good job. Good job.
Good boy.